Hello, and welcome to Ladies Corner with Tea. We have a show for you tonight. So joining us is Kera Jhenelle. She has been writing since she was 13. She's currently working on an anthology of original poetry. Hi, Kera. Thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. So when we talk about your poetry, the first question that comes to mind is why do you write?
So I started writing when I was a teenager, and I started writing because I had all these feelings and emotions, and I didn't have a healthy avenue to just like put them in. And so I found it was a way for me to express myself. It was also very empowering for me. And so whenever I write because um that's just how I connect with myself. That's how I am able to reflect on a lot of things that's going on with me. Whenever I'm not able to like have a conversation about it, I just put pen to paper and write whatever is going through my head. And I write to empower myself, really.
Mm, mm. So when we talk about inspiration, I know you're part of the Zion Collective. What inspires your best poetry?
Uh, I'm gonna say the people around me because I draw a lot of my inspiration from my interactions with people, from conversations I've had, from emotions people have caused me to feel. So definitely people, definitely my connections with people.
Mm, mm, mm. So do you get a lot of support from your family and friends about your poetry?
My friends definitely are very supportive. Sometimes they're like so supportive. I'm like, am I actually good, or are they just like telling me that I'm good just because they're my friends? But my family, they're also really supportive. My especially like my mother and my stepmother, they're like really hard on me. Like I'll write something and I'll send it to them and be like, "What do you think of it?" And they'll be like, "You could do better." And I'm like, but I think that's pretty great. And they're like, well, I know what you're capable of. Go back to the drawing board. So yeah, my family and my friends are extremely supportive, which is something that I'm really grateful for.
Awesome. So you've chosen a selection of your poetry to read to our audience tonight. Why have you chosen this collection?
The ones that I've chosen to deliver tonight are ones that really speak to me. Um, and they have a message that I also would want other people to know that listen, if you're thinking about these things, if this is how you feel, you're not the only person who does. And yeah, just like giving voice to the voiceless, I guess.
That's powerful, giving voice to the voiceless. Whenever you're ready, Kara, take it away.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Um, so the first one is called Liberated Woman. And yeah, just hoping that you guys like it. Liberated Woman. They want us to conform. Don't speak too loud, hush your mouth. You have opinions. We don't care to hear them. Be a lady, they said. Do as we say, Simon says. Listen to what Simon says. He is the man, the head, not the tail. Present yourself bare. For them to criticize. Judge the rolls on your back, your belly fat, the curving of your hips, the thickness of your thighs. Judge you, woman. You have no voice, you have no choice, you shall be sexualized. They will judge you, woman. Captive of their words, their actions, you crave freedom. Liberation, woman? Stand tall, find your inner Maya Angelou, speak. Sit down, stand your ground, find your inner Rosa Parks. Do as you please. Liberate yourself. Be liberated, woman. And then the second one is entitled Freeze. Hands up, freeze. Don't move on your knees. Pin to the ground. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Innocent until proven guilty. Doesn't that apply to me? No questions asked, no explanation needed. I'm a minority, colored, so any punishment you're given, I should just receive because I deserve it. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm just hurt and confused. Serve and protect? Because when it comes to me, people who look like me, the system decides to forget to serve and protect. I'm really proud of that one, especially given the climate of everything that's going on with police brutality right now. And so the third one is entitled My Ancestors. My ancestors did not fight, did not die over yonder gallons, did not burden racial injustice, did not suffer the wrath of the colonizers for me to sit here and be uncomfortable in my own skin. I am their offspring, their kin, their legacy. I am the joy of my enslaved forefathers. And I will take each stride with pride. I will embrace each nappy strand of hair, each curve of my hips, the boldness of my lips. I will love each shade of black. I will walk with my head held high. I am a proud melanin queen. Glory to my ancestors for that. Glory to my ancestors. And then this is another one that I wrote when I was catching feelings for somebody. It's entitled Hey, because I could not think of a better title. So here goes. Hey, beautiful, breathtaking you. Absolutely stunning, drop dead gorgeous. Melt my soul with your radiant smile, you. I thought about you today, the moment I opened my eyes and glimpsed the sunrise over yonder. I thought about you. I thought about how I'd feel to wake up to your warm body snuggled against mine, the sound of your raspy breathing, and the feel of your warm breath on the back of my neck. Beautiful, breathtaking you. I think about you every day. I think about building with you, creating a life with you, creating lives with you, having babies with you, growing old with you. I want to wither with you. I think about that. After a long, beautiful life, let's descend 6 feet under. After life, rebirth, another trip around the sun with you. Beautiful, breathtaking, absolutely stunning, drop dead gorgeous you. And then this one is entitled Inspire Me. I think it's your eyes, or maybe it's your smile. Or was it the way you rested your chin on my head when I hugged you? Or the smell of your cologne when you walked past me? Is it the touch of your warm hands as they brush against my exposed skin? I'm not sure, but it's something that you do, something about you that inspires me. And this one I'm especially proud of because I wrote it when I felt undeserving, or I felt that I wasn't worthy of someone. And then I realized that I'm actually a phenomenal person, and it was them that weren't on my level. And so I guess this poem came from a place of me being not humble, but like very, like thinking very highly of myself. And I kind of like that because I feel like a lot of times we struggle with our insecurities. And so the fact that I thought highly of myself, I'm really proud of this one. It's called You're a Coffee Type of Guy. I'm like peppermint tea with 2 sugars, no milk. Warm. Maybe a little hot with a cool aftertaste. But you're a coffee type of guy, and maybe not the one for me. But I see you, and I want you, but you want her, because you're a coffee type of guy, and I'm peppermint tea. You want what everyone else wants, what everyone else likes, blindly following the crowd. You're missing out on me, a rare commodity. You I could be good for your mind, body, and soul, but you'd rather get hooked on her, the killer of brain cells. I could be your peace, but you're a coffee type of guy, addicted to acidic bitterness. You like toxic. I'm herbal peppermint tea, the healer of souls, and you're just not into me. And then the final one, it's really short, but it speaks volumes, and I constantly say it to myself all the time. And I hope that if you don't hear anything that I say today, you don't remember anything that I've said today, that you remember this. Why should you, a phenomenal woman, associate yourself with the likes of mediocre men? And that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, Kira, Kira, Kira. Oh,
Not you hyping me. Thank
Kira.
you.
That was so authentic. That was
Thank
so
you.
original. And
Thank
I
you.
felt you through the waves there. I was feeling your poetry. Go, my sister. I'll tell you the ones I love the most. And the way you delivered it as well.
Thank you, because I was also like a little bit nervous about that. I was like, oh, am I gonna do this properly?
No, it was beautiful. It was
Thank
beautifully
you. Thank
done.
you.
Well done. Well done. I love Liberated Woman. I love my ancestors. In fact, I think your choice is so befitting. I could not have queried or questioned it. And you brought your poems to life. You gave them. There's poetry everywhere. I see poetry. I breathe. I can
Yeah.
smell your words right now. So that was really good. So when we talk about the theme that runs through your work, especially the poems you've shared tonight, what would you say was a common thread?
Definitely connecting to my blackness, being black, and definitely being female, because first and foremost, before anything, I identify as black, and secondly, a woman. And I feel like living in the society that we live in, we it's a struggle to be both, because society has put like so many things in place to like oppress us, and then we end up feeling like we're not worthy enough, we're burdened by all these things. And so definitely like trying to like empower myself, empower my friends, empower different women around me is definitely something that I want to do through my work and through my writings. And so definitely that would be a strand there for sure.
Hmm. So you're working on an anthology of original poetry. When can to have that ready? What's it about?
Okay, so it's not like a set topic, like different sections focus on different things, but like as I mentioned before, being black is something that I don't even want to say like I'm extremely proud of. And so I want to be a writer who represents myself, represents my mother, represents my sisters and my friends to the fullest of my potential. And so it's going to focus on black empowerment, empowering women. And yeah, and just I have like a few that are talking about feelings and about liking people and stuff like that. So yeah.
Ah, it's okay. In the course of our lifetime, we fall in and sometimes we fall out of love. I think
That's
as
true.
a story of our existence as being humans, and I don't think we should, I mean, if my mom were listening now, a 40-year-old woman, it's okay. I'm not shy when she reads my poetry anymore. But maybe when I was a bit younger and I was talking about hard feelings, about catching feelings, I feel maybe just slightly a bit shy or embarrassed if
True.
she caught some of those feelings with me.
100%. 100%. Like I feel like I am in my early 20s, and like even like having conversations about like having feelings for other people is not something that I would like be like I'm gonna go talk to my dad about it, or I'm gonna talk to my mother about it, because it's just like no, I can't do that. So yeah, I definitely get that too.
So where can we find you online for our audience? Where can we find you?
So I'm on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Kera.xx. So that's Kera.xx, or ShaeXC.butter. So that's ShaeXC.butter.
What I'm gonna do definitely, I'm gonna put it in a link. Hopefully, at the end of the show, you've been amazing, Kara, and
Thank
I
you.
genuinely hope you can do this originally and authentically again for us sometime in the near future. When we come back, everybody, we've got Halima Hussein. Don't go away.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, welcome to Ladies Corner with Tea. Tonight's all about poetry, all about love, all about everything melanin, I think. And our next poet was born and raised in Edmonton to Guyanese immigrant parents. She's Halima Hussein. Hello,
Hi,
Halima.
hello.
How are you? Thanks for doing this with us. Oh my God.
Oh, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I do really appreciate it for sure.
Why do you write, Halima?
I write just as a form of therapy. I think mental health is something that is so important and it's not really talked about. I think this time in this generation we are starting to talk about it more and more, and writing for me was always that escape. It was that way to get my emotions across the way that I could express them myself. Even I started writing when I was 12, and then really writing when I was 14 and through my teens and young adult life. And it was just a way for me to like just get everything out that I was feeling, and that's why I write. It's my therapy amongst other things for sure.
Hmm. And many of us can recognize and we can feel like that because sometimes the cost of seeing a mental health practitioner is too expensive, but
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's next to nothing. Finding a journal and writing it's the freest thing we can do for ourselves. So what is your creative process like? Do you wait to be very angry or very emotional or very stressed before your writing juices start to flow? What's it like?
Ac- Actually, no. I don't wait for any of those. Um I get inspired by music, not necessarily lyrics all or anything, but just like sometimes the melody, or I get so consumed in music that it inspires me to write. It's not necessarily I don't wait for anything. I just, if it hits me, it hits me, and then I put it down on paper. Sometimes it makes perfect sense, sometimes it makes no sense. But to me, it's my way of reading through how I'm feeling in the moment.
So what sort of music is this? Is it like I don't know, you tell me what sort of music
Right.
Do
Well,
you?
right now, the things that really inspire me to write in terms of music is I can get lost um in a song recently. There was this remastered Nina Simone song, "I Put a Spell on You." Everybody knows Nina Simone did her version of it, and then there's another remastered version of it, and um I heard it, and I was actually loving watching Lovecraft Country, and if anyone has not seen it, I completely recommend it. But the scene in which the song was there, it was just so beautiful, and then I just got lost in the song. And things that songs that are slower and take thought and are full of just emotion, and you can hear that through lyrics, I just get inspired by that.
Hmm. We just had Kera, Jhenelle, also from Edmonton, reading us some poems in which the color of her skin, her race, how she sees life as a young black woman features prominently. Do you find that when you write, you write about I don't know, would I say your skin is melanistic or melanin? I don't know. Would you, is that the way you describe yourself? Would you write more about race or about love or about perceptions or of
It
the way
depends.
life in
Um,
particular?
yeah, the last big piece, the thing that comes to mind that I wrote, was a couple years ago when there was that club in Orlando, and there was a lot of people in the LGBTQ community lost their lives, and I have a lot of friends that are in the LGBTQ community and identify as such. And what struck to me was, why can't we, no matter what your sexual orientation is, like, if that was driven by hate, why can't we all just get along? Like, we're all just the same, and we all need to protect each other. And um as a person who, I love my friends and they're in that community, and I will never, as a straight woman, understand what they are going through, but at the end of the day, we are still the same type of people. And another thing that stands out to me in my writing is love, is that, when you're in your early 20s and you have a crush on a boy, and you just can't understand, like, why doesn't he like me back, and all those things that you go through. And
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's different things
Oh,
at different times, for sure.
Oliver, you're taking me back definitely. I'm an old soul. Oh my goodness, it's so nice from Kara. We heard catch feelings, and now you're
Yes.
good. It's good for me to hear this. It does wonders to my heart. Now, you've chosen to read Haley to Brown Girl. What was
Yeah.
going on in your mind when you wrote this poem?
Um, Musically inspired, actually, by uh Beyonce. I tend to quote Beyonce a lot. Um,
Well,
it was actually inspired by that, especially the song Brown Skin Girl. And I, as a girl, I'll read it in the poem, but I was just thinking to myself, like, me in my 30s, I'm in my early 30s, what would I tell my younger self? Right? What would I tell the younger girl that was like worrying about everything, and the world was ending, and and nobody understood her, and what would I tell her? So that was the inspiration behind Little Brown Hey Little Brown Girl.
I beg your pardon. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Oh, it's okay.
Um, we had a magical internet moment there. Some
Yeah.
apologies. Well, I've been my internet. Okay. Did you want to read Haley to Brown Girl to us now?
Yeah, it would be my honor. Okay. Hey, little brown girl, I see you there. That chin length haircut with bangs wasn't your choice, but you'll be all right. It'll grow back. You with the overalls and the baggy t shirts, don't worry. In 20 plus years, they'll be back in style. You were a trendsetter. You with the dark brown skin and round face. I know they give you a hard time about it. I know you cry about it. But I promise you one day they will pay for the golden, honey, mahogany, chocolate complexion, and the world will be so terrified of you that they will try to stop you. You keep going. Hey, little brown girl, I see you there. Those family functions where you knew the boys made fun of you. Don't worry. Life is hard for them too. Their glow up happens fast, yes, but it'll fade, and yours will get so much better with age. You in culturally traditional clothing, yes, it is itchy. No, it doesn't fit right. Yes, you look like someone's aunt, but one day it'll turn into you can't possibly be someone's aunt. Quiet girl in the corner, wishing you could hang out with the older girls because they seem so much cooler. In 15 years, those girls are still trying to navigate their lives. Hey, little brown girl, I see you there. School is hard. For some reason, certain things aren't are not quite fitting into those puzzle pieces. Don't worry. An education, yes, even though it is important, your street smarts will make you a little more wiser. You didn't raise your hand as much, and that's okay. Later in life, you will find that being an observer will go a long way, and you will actually, and you, sorry, and you will be actually listen. Oh, sorry, and you will be actually listening. You will actually listen and hear what is going on around you. Frustrated one, yes, it is hard. Things are not always going to go your way, but I promise you that patience you are building will make the no's easier and the yeses that much sweeter. Hey, little brown girl, I see you there. Navigating your 20s isn't going to be easy. You are going to try and people please. You will share too much information because your bubbly, friendly self is all about being nice. That's the mess. That's how you were raised. You can't help it. That message will change, and you cannot please everyone. Here's a secret. You don't need to. You dreamed of being married when your education comes with a degree because that's what they said would happen. What they said would happen and the path you are on are very different things. And the rewards you will reap will outweigh everything they said would happen. Hey, little brown girl, I see you there. You feel a little lost, and that's okay. We all get a little lost sometimes. Our path is always there. Your heart has been broken and clouded by disappointment. Cry, yell, scream. I promise the strength you build will move any hurdle. Hey, little brown girl, if I could wish for you anything, it would be to dream. You might feel lost along the way, but it is a whole new adventure you are on, and you will find yourself. You will find that you become an unintentional trendsetter, a beautiful, fiery soul that will not settle because there is much more for you than what is expected of you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that was inspiring, very inspiring. I've got some outtakes here. You dream of being married when your education comes to the degree because that's what they said would happen. Where is that coming from, Halima?
That is um that is when you're raised to hear your whole life. You'll get married when you finish school. You know, you get you finish high school, great. You go on to university, and then all of a sudden you're 23. It's like when you're 23, you have to get married young. When you're finish your education, you have to get married young and have babies young because um, that is kind of sometimes what is expected in culturally raised families. My parents are no different. Like they're a lot better now, I think, because we've forced them in a way to realize like it's different. It's not you're not back home, and you're not, you have different paths to go on. So that came from that. That came from that expectation that once you finish and you get your degree and you start your job, you get married right away. When it doesn't work out like that sometimes, and that's okay.
That's true. African parents are no different from Guinea's parents. I
Yeah.
remember my in my own time, I wasn't allowed to have boyfriends in my. I know I did
Same.
have a boyfriend or two in university, but I wasn't legally allowed to have a boyfriend. And when I graduated, one of the first things my mom said to me in the day or two after graduation is, "Where is the man? And
Yeah.
when are you gonna get married? Am I gonna get married to him? You didn't let me have a boyfriend."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, that was that. That is so true. You put in that there because I can look back. Well, they say I'm still single, and my mom is like, doesn't. And when I was growing up, I had a slim bucket of men to choose from. They had to be Yoruba. They had to come from a certain part of Nigeria for them to have been accepted. It was really technical. This thing. But right now, it doesn't matter if the man is pink or purple stripes.
No.
Blue,
Yeah.
yellow.
Same. Same. Same.
Oh
Um,
my god. Oh my god. So going back to your poem, you
yeah.
wrote there, there's another bit I resonated with towards the end. Actually, maybe the last paragraph. You will find that you become an unintentional trendsetter, a beautiful fairy soul that will not settle because there is much more for you than is expected for you. Does this describe you?
I think so. It was a I didn't growing up I didn't know what my path would be. I still I'm on a path right now, and I don't know where it's going, but that's I think that's the beauty of discovering yourself. You unintentionally find the beauty in things when you're not looking. And the most beautiful thing you can find, I think, is yourself, is knowing who you are, and you have a sense of purpose, and discovering that purpose is the most beautiful thing you can do, because if there are people watching right now that have kids, I know for myself, watching the world through my niece's eyes, it's it's magical, right? Because you're seeing things for the first time through them. And when you're unintentionally doing something, you're discovering something new about yourself, and it opens up the
Hmm,
doors and the world of possibilities.
hmm, hmm. You say that so well, Alima, and I can just touch and catch your poetry with my hands right now and place them right in my heart. That was so
Oh,
beautifully said. Can you
thank you.
describe what you can see behind you? Is that
Oh,
a black letter? What's
yeah.
going on there?
So that I got a couple years ago, and it says, so it's a black heeled stiletto, Louis Vuitton's actually, with the red
Oh,
bottoms. And it says, the question isn't who's going to let me, it's, um, yeah, the question is who isn't going to let me, it is who's going to stop me. And
right.
I, I got it because I got it years ago, because I thought, you know, why do I have to ask permission to kind of to be myself? Why do I? Who's gonna stop me
Hmm,
from achieving my goals? I am the only person that gets in my own way. And I
hmm,
think throughout
hmm.
life, you have to remember that you set your
Absolutely.
limitations.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So, you also have a podcast?
I do, yeah. You guys can find me there. It's called What's Your Hustle? I started it last October. It's currently in the second season, so I interview people with different hustles, as they were different jobs or side hustles or passions, things they're interested in, like cosplay, or their hobby of word burning, or their side hustle of word burning. And we talk about that a little bit, but we get to the core of essentially why they started doing what they do, and the peace that it brings them, and how it makes them a better person, and how it conquers and helps their mental health, and just gives them a sense of ease in who they are and where they're kind of going in life.
Beautiful. So where can we find you on Instagram, Facebook? Have you got a website?
I don't have a website, but you can find me on Instagram at What's Your Hustle Podcast. I post their upcoming episodes, and I use there more so as my public platform.
Hmm. Hmm. You read Hey Little Brown Girl. You're Halima Hussein, and I want to say thank you so much for coming on to the Ladies Corner show with T. And I hope, Halima, that we see you again. Best of luck for your podcast. All
Thank
right,
you.
guys, we'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye bye.